If you're an educator, if you've been in teaching any amount of time, then you are familiar with teacher burnout. You know how dreadfully painful it can be to be an educator and have to deal with the many mandates, many things that we're required to do that seems to be sucking the very life out of us as teachers. We know that teachers are leaving the profession in groves. They are just tired. They are just giving up. They don't want to continue to do all of the extra because it is just wearing them down. It is invading their personal time. It is affecting their mental health, and they don't know what to do. So often many of us decide that we're going to quit the profession. There's nothing wrong with leaving the profession. Make sure you watch my video on when to decide, is it time to leave the profession? Because you don't want to stay in a job that you hate, that you get physically sick whenever you show up for work. We want to be in a profession where we feel loved, appreciated, and where we know that the information we're given is valued. Many of us went into education not for the money, because we all know that teaching does not pay very much. But many of us went into the profession because we love children and we wanted to educate them. And somewhere deep down in most of us, there was a need to touch the future with our abilities, our skills to make learning fun. I went into education because I had a teacher that made learning fun. She reached me, even though I was a struggling reader and I didn't really like going to school. But she lit a fire in me. I wanted to give that back to the community, back to some other child who was like me when they first began their educational journey. But with all the extra, it is so hard to stay in this profession. Today, I want to talk to you, me, and every other teacher that is out there why we need to stay in education. Not very long ago, I was driving to work and I was thinking in my mind, my God, why am I going to work? These are the worst children I've had in years. They don't want to learn. They don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I'm in a place, an environment in which I just don't want to be. Doesn't matter if I come to work. They don't care. I'm getting where I don't care. It's frustrated. I'm getting in my car and I'm almost in tears. So why should I keep driving to work? Why am I heading in a direction in which I don't want to go? Well, I'm going to share with you why. As I was driving down the highway and I was talking to myself and I was trying to convince myself to turn my car around and go back home and just sit in my little resignation and say, forget it. I was listening to my radio and T.D. Jakes came on. I was listening to a sermon of his because I had the radio on. It was just going in succession because it basically was YouTube. It was a YouTube video. And his sermon came on. He went to talking about how it was so imperative that you don't quit. He went on to say that all people in leadership have felt it. And he said, it is the urge to quit. He went on to say that you may have said to yourself, it doesn't matter if I come to work. It doesn't matter if I'm here at this job or not. It doesn't matter. No one cares. And he said, it is imperative that you don't quit, that you stay the course. And I said, oh my goodness, he's talking directly to me. He's talking to me. I don't need to quit. Yet I don't need to let go because someone needs me at that job. Someone needs my love. Someone needs my attention. Someone needs the education in which I am trying to impart to them. So when you're thinking about quitting your job, and we all do, let's be honest, we all think about quitting because the profession is so demanding. The paperwork can get to be so much, and it can affect our mental health. It can invade our personal time with our families, our friends. It can even invade our holidays, that sometimes we feel like throwing up our hands and saying, it's over, I quit. But you have to remember your why. You have to remember why you went into education, why you became a teacher, and why you are there that day. And if you can't come up with your why, if you have lost sight of who you are and what you are and the reason in which you went into education, yes, it's fine to release the mantle and let it go. But if you can still find that one piece of saving grace, you can find that one child that you can lock on to that needs you, then you keep going to work and you stay there until you feel deep within your heart that it is time to let it go. So I thank you guys so much for listening. This has been LaWanda Shields, 2 Cute Classrooms, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.